Assalamualaikum class 8th. Hope you're all doing well. Alright guys, so today we are going to do the new chapter, chapter number 3. That is The Adventure of the Dying Detective. Okay? And it's written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Right, so this is lecture number 1 and the topic of our today's lecture is summary, characters and theme. Okay? So today we are going to do summary, characters and its themes. Karenge. So first of all, we have the summary. The Adventure of the Dying Detective focuses mainly on Sherlock Holmes himself, who claims to be quite ill and about to die from a Sumatran disease. The main character in the story is Sherlock Holmes. Okay? The main character in the story is Sherlock Holmes, who happens to be quite ill. Okay? And he's suffering from a Sumatran disease, that is a very deadly disease. Okay? Okay, and that is an infectious disease that can spread from one person to person. All right. So in the story he's very ill and he's a detective as well. All right, remember that he's a Sherlock Holmes as a detective. Now Mrs. Hudson. Who's Mrs. Hudson? Hudson was his housekeeper. Who's housekeeper? Sherlock Holmes housekeeper. Okay, and she's quite worried about him because uh, he hasn't eaten anything from 3 days. Okay, he hasn't eaten anything since 3 days, um, and that is why she's worried about his health. Okay, Mrs. Hudson, who happens to be his housekeeper, who looks after him and his house, right? So she convinces Dr. Watson. Now, who's Dr. Watson? Dr. Watson is also a main character, okay, who's a good friend to Sherlock Holmes, and he's a doctor, right? So she convinces Dr. Watson to visit him in the apartment, okay, and whose apartment? Dr. Watson visits Sherlock Holmes' apartment, okay, because he's a good friend to Sherlock Holmes, and he's going to check him, okay. He's going to check what has happened, or what disease he's suffering from. Sherlock Holmes, right? Once Dr. Watson has seen Holmes, he too is convinced that Holmes is dying, so he leaves to fetch the one person who Holmes claims can save him, okay, and that person is Culverton Smith. Culverton Smith, okay. Okay, so ये क्या है कि Holmes tells Dr. Watson के go and fetch that one person, ठीक है, who is going to save him, and that person is Culverton Smith, ठीक है. Culverton Smith is a person, ठीक है, who has who is the villain, ठीक है, who is the main villain of the story. Let's read out, ठीक है, कि what has he done in the story. Watson returns to Holmes' apartment before Smith and hides behind the bed in order to overhear what Smith and Holmes discuss. अब क्या है, डॉक्टर वॉटसन कहाँ छुप जाता है? होम्स के बेड के पीछे, ठीक है, to overhear what Smith and Holmes is going to discuss, right? Okay. Smith admits, and who Smith? Smith is a, and Smith is, and who is Smith? And who is Smith? Smith is Smith was the main villain in the story, okay. Smith admits to Holmes that he killed his own nephew. Now he admits there to in front of Holmes that he has killed his own nephew, okay, and also that he sent Holmes a package designed to infect him with the same disease, okay. And now who with now, uh, so who has sent the package to Holmes' house? Smith. Okay, Smith is a villain and he has killed his nephew as well. Okay, and he has also sent that infected disease package to Holmes' house so that he could also get infected by him and could die as well, right? So Holmes asks Smith to light the gas. Now Holmes is a very intelligent detective, okay, and he asked this guy Smith to light up the gas. So this will signal the presence of an investigator who's waiting outside to come inside and arrest Smith, ठीक है. So this was a pre-planned action, ठीक है. Pre-planned हम कह सकते हैं कि सारी planning थी of Holmes and Dr. Watson, right? That when Smith is going to come in the house, he's going to say certain things, okay. He's going to admit what he has done to Holmes and his nephew as well. So as soon as he's going to light up the gas, so this will signal the presence of an investigator outside, standing outside the Holmes house, right? And he's going to come inside and arrest Smith as well, right? So this is the summary of the story, The Adventure of the Dying Detective, right? So